It's Friday, right? The 19th. Friday, July July 19th, 2024. I don't know why that struck me as funny, but it did. We are on verse 50, which means after today, we have exactly a month left reading the Tao Te Ching. We're reading Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, which is Dr. Wayne Dyer's interpretation of the Tao. Not a literal translation. My cat's coming in to say good morning. Not a literal translation. Doesn't need to be a literal translation. There are plenty out there, and he pulled from the best sources. And he would read through several. He would meditate on them, and he would invite the message from Lao Tzu, the original author of the Tao Te Ching, to show him the way. The Tao literally means the way. And he would live it, he would express it, and then he wrote about it. 81 verses. We are on verse 50. So we're going to dive right in. After I say hi to my cat, again, one more time. Between birth and death, 3 in 10 are followers of life. 3 in 10 are followers of death. And men just passing from birth to death also number 3 in 10. Why is this so? Because they clutch to life and cling to this passing world. But there is 1 out of 10, they say, so sure of life that tigers and wild bulls keep clear. Weapons turn from him on the battlefield. Rhinoceroses have no place to horn him. Tigers don't find no place for claws, and soldiers have no place to thrust their blades. Why is this so? Because he dwells in that place where death cannot enter. Realize your essence, and you will witness the end without ending. The end without ending. Let's see, our friend Pauline is here. Pauline, how are you? I saw you were live this morning. I didn't get a chance to say hi, though. I'm sorry. Pauline waves and says hello, hello. Hello, my friend. Good afternoon. So it's afternoon for Pauline. It is early in the morning for us. Eric Lapointe is here. I know it's early in the morning for him. Eric says, good morning, Yogi. Good morning, Eric. We're on verse 50 of the Tao Te Ching. It can be a little confusing. So we get some facts and figures that 1 in 10 are followers of life. Or I'm sorry, 3 in 10 are followers in life. That 3 in 10 are followers of death. And that equally so, 3 in 10 are just following along, passing from birth to death. What he's talking about is that people are either absorbed in the process of life. What can I get? What can life give me? That I don't have time for any thoughts of others. I don't have any thoughts for my own essence, who I truly am. I only have time to pay my bills. I only have time to do the general things that everyone does from day 1 all the way to day last, when we take our last breath. I remember, I forget the book, was it Fyodor, I can never pronounce his last name, Dostoevsky, totally wrong with that, by the way. I think it was his book, The Idiot, when at the very, very end of his life, he takes his last breath, and as he exhales, he says, what if everything I believed in was wrong? And of course it was. Not because we have to take care of the details of the day. We do. When you're in what the Tao calls the 10,000 things, when you're in the 10,000 things, you take care of the 10,000 things. But your essence remains free. Your essence remains untouchable by the 10,000 things, because your true identity is the Tao. Or we could say our true identity is life itself, or God, or the selfless self, whatever term we want to use. I do like the term Tao because it is open-ended. If you say your true identity is God, man, everyone brings the concepts of God, and it becomes a debate. How can you say that God is this, God is that, God is separate? But here's the thing. One of the lessons in Course in Miracles is that ideas leave not their origin. Ideas leave not their birthplace. Meaning that if we are an idea of God, we can't leave that mind. We can't leave the original mind of God. That we are ideas in the mind of God. Meaning that we share the same mind with God. But again, you say that and it causes a huge debate because everyone has their concept. But the Tao, the way, so vague, the way. How can you have a concept of the way? Of course, people will try. That's the nature of us. It's the nature of our smaller mind that we will always debate because we will always cling to our thoughts and our concepts. And this is why Lao Tzu in verse 50 is saying, die while you are still alive. Die to your concepts. Die to your beliefs. Die to your clinging to this aspect of life and awaken to your true immortal self, the selfless self, the one that is entirely unconcerned with all these details of the 10,000 things. Let's see. Is that Epstein? Sorry, I'm squinting at my phone. I apologize for that. It says, are you a doctor or a teacher? No, I just wear glasses. I'm bald, I'm old, and I wear glasses. So, of course, that gives me the appearance of being much, much wiser and much, much smarter than I actually am. Let me bring up real quick my desktop. It's easier for me to see. There we go. That way I won't get your, well, I'll still mispronounce your names, but at least I'll have a clearer vision of the name that I'm mispronouncing. Just give me a second, guys. Epti, man, yeah, that didn't help. Eptes, man, that is totally beyond my ability to pronounce. I apologize, my friend. Mr. Waldo D. Baldo says, keep up the good work. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. My name is Eptisum, if it is hard to say. They are both very hard to say. Andy says, hi, I'm gay. Well, hi, Andy. Nice to meet you. And Mr. Waldo, wow, thank you, my friend. That is very kind. What an awesome way to start the day. Let's see, our friend, Lorda Catro, I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing everything this morning, says, if I could transform my consciousness into a robot to live out the rest of the earth before the sun explodes, would you? Well, my consciousness would already be within the robot itself, as well as the exploding sun. So there's no place to transfer it. There's no place where we are not. Consciousness is all embracing, infinite. So when we realize our nature as consciousness itself, where can it go? We are the exploding sun. We are the robot, and we are the consciousness that embraces it all. It's a really relaxing thought. Andy is still gay after all this time. And let's see. Well, Andy, we certainly don't need the detail. Let's see. Epsium Shahin says, can you guess where I'm from? I'm going to say Africa, but I don't know where. I'm going to think Northern Africa, maybe Northeastern Africa. The winner circle trade says, Annie, what TF? Sometimes people like to share, you know? William says, hey, bro. William, how are you? Nope. not Africa. I'm from a, let's see, it's from an Arab country, and I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna take another guess, and Saudi? Lord Katra said that was so a scapegoat answer. I feel cheated. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not here to please. I'm here to, I don't even know why I'm here. Um, but I give the answers that occur to me. Really, a scapegoat answer? I guess. We get what we get, you know? Andy says, hi. Hello, Andy. William says, hi, Eric McCarty, 6'5". That was not a great hint. I'm bound to get that. Ebtisam. Ebtisam. How was that? Ebtisam. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, how did I do? Says, nope, I will give you a hint. We have the tallest building on Earth. That doesn't help because I don't know. Let's go with, man. I don't know. Don't know. Don't have a clue. Oh, got a 5 for that. I hope I can remember it. I got totally lucky pronouncing that. Eptisam. Eptisam. It does flow. That's a nice name. Strong. Dubai. Eric Lapointe. I would have guessed that Eric Lapointe would know. He tends to know these things. Eptisam, I think our friend Eric Lapointe probably got it. Dubai. William says, everyone like and subscribe. Thank you, William. Appreciate that, my friend. So we're on verse 50, the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching is saying, die while you are alive. By dying, it doesn't mean physically dying, because then we're not alive anymore. Dying to our concepts, dying to our beliefs, dying to our own best opinion, because now we're wide open. Wide open. We can't be contained. Our friend Noble's here. Hello, Eric, sir. Hello, Sir Noble. How are you, my friend? How is life in Noble Land? Eric Point says, say to Noble. Ah. Ebtisam says, I mean, like I'm from the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi. Nice. Abu Dhabi. That is a place I can pronounce. Noble says, hello, other Eric. Sometimes I'm the other Eric, and sometimes the other Eric is the other Eric. Mr. Waldo says, if God is all-knowing and has always been, does that mean he created Satan and hell, knowing billions of souls would be there for eternity because they weren't saved? None of this needed to happen. I would agree with you. How about we say our concept of God is all-knowing and created the concept of Satan and the concept of hell and the concept of billions of people, billion of souls that are suffering, and that even eternity itself is a suffering. How about none of that was actually created? If we went by the cosmology, the metaphysics of both yoga as well as Course in Miracles, we see that this world is an illusion, Maya, and that God didn't create it. That we are dreaming right now in the mind of God, and that our only role in this life, and every life, if we give that concept any bearing, is to awaken from the deep dream. And barring that final awakening, on this earth, in this moment, we can dream a happier dream. And we do that by forgiving our projections. Everything is a projection of fear, and if we look around the world, we certainly see a fear-based world. We certainly see suffering, we certainly see sorrow, we see concepts, beliefs, and opinions all being acted out in a very, very sorrowful way. However, we don't forgive other people. We don't forgive ourselves. We don't forgive the concept of God. We forgive our projections of fear, our projections of God. And through that forgiveness, we create a happier world. Emeritus. This is not a morning for my pronunciation, that's for sure, guys. Mr. Water says, ooh, concept is a good word. True. Never thought of it like that. I need to forget my projections. The best way, just keep forgiving them, because they'll keep popping up. And trust me, someone will give you another. If you forget one, someone will come along and say, well, here's another one for you. Here's another concept of God. Here's another concept of life. And we keep inheriting concepts, and it keeps us bogged down in what they call, and what the Tao calls, the 10,000 things of life. However, by forgiving, it becomes a continuous process of setting ourselves free. We get bogged down in the 10,000 things. We get bogged down in concepts and beliefs, and we forgive ourselves. We recognize them, and we laugh, and we smile. William's back. Welcome, William. I appreciate you being back. It is a little after 5 for me. I'm here doing a live stream until it gets closer for the sun to start coming up, and then I'm going to get outside and take my walk. William says, you remind me of your uncle. You mean that your uncle is handsome, dashing, charming, witty? Or do you mean your uncle is old, wears glasses, and bald? I can go either way. William says, remind me of my uncle and grandpa. That's not bad. I'm glad I remind you of someone. I'm glad I remind you of someone that has a positive connotation for you. William says it's 5:16 in the morning. So you're on the East Coast, or Eastish. Ebtisam says it is 1:16 p.m. in my country. Well, good evening to you. William says, yes, yeah, me too. I'm in the state of Maryland. And we're talking about the Tao Te Ching. We're talking about the Tao. We're talking about verse 50. And we're talking about concepts and beliefs. Life. William says, I'm in Canada. I love Canada. I've been through Toronto. I love Algonquin Park. Man, I went up there camping. Absolutely loved it. I've been in Montreal and Quebec City. I've been in New Brunswick, as well as where else? I can't recall. What's just south of New Brunswick? We took a ferry over from Nova Scotia, to Nova Scotia, and then we drove up through New Brunswick, all the way around and back into Toronto and back into Maine. And I've been in Alberta. I love all of it, every aspect of Canada. Eptisum says, have you ever did like ghost hunting? I haven't. You know, I figure, why hunt them? If they need to talk to me, they'll come to me. Not that I particularly want them to come to me. I'd put ghosts down as another concept. Doesn't mean that they don't have a reality, but even the ghost itself is just simply its own concept. And when the ghost can give up its belief in being a ghost, when it can give up the concept of ghostness, then it ceases and is simply absorbed back into the fabric of existence, back into the Tao, back into the mind of God. So, I guess in a minute, I'm going to head outside. Eptisum says, I actually would love to donate to you, but I'm on my mom's account. Hey, Eptisum, you actually did donate to me. You gave me the gift of your attention. for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's pretty awesome. That's a great gift. If you can give your gift of attention to one person a day, you can transform the world. You know, attention is love when done with a purity, when done with just an openness. Our good friend Sabine is here. Says, hi, Eric and everyone. Good morning, Sabine. Good morning from here. I know it's afternoon for you. Oh, I'm sorry, Waldo. Says you missed my above question about burn load. Let's go up there and see if I can find it. The last question I see is the all-knowing, God all-knowing. And then concept is a good word. What time is it where you are? I don't see the question. Waldo, do you mind asking it one more time, and then we'll address that. Um, Eptism says, thank you so much. Thank you. And then we'll address that, and then I'll head outside and take my walk. Sabine says, we are just on our way back. Pick up friends to stay with for a few days. I'm so happy. Nice. Eptisum says, I always watch your videos. You always make me have a smile on my face. Man, that's awesome to hear. Thank you for that. Waldo says, I can ask next time. Get out and walk. It's a beautiful day. Awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm going to see everyone later. I'm live again back in the afternoon. Excuse me, guys. I'm live all the time. I got nothing else to do. And I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you guys. So come on back. We'll spend some time together. We'll talk about stuff. And I'll see you then. I appreciate the time you spent with me. Rowan says, if I were able to donate, I would. Hey, I'm going to give you the same answer I gave our good friend Eptisum. You donated me your time. You donated me just a moment of your attention, and that's invaluable. You could have did anything else this morning, and instead, you came here, you spent some time with me, you made me smile, you gave me the gift of you. I appreciate that. Eptisum says bye. Sabine says see you later. Again, guys, thank you. I'll see y'all later.